You can miss me with these mysterious pallets of bricks. What do you know about construction practices, and who makes anyone pick a brick up? So this is something I've noticed in the current protests and riots that are going on in the United States of America. There's been a few videos going around about these different supposed mysterious pallets of bricks, and sometimes there's like a mysterious dark car somewhere around it people are saying that these might be planned riots. I'm not saying there's no planning in it. There's clearly planning. There's clearly Twitter posts and other forms of social media communication that are telling people to come and show up in certain places. Now, some of these people might be showing up with the intention to just peacefully protest, to have demonstrations. But then when these things happen, there are definitely agitators that look at this and say, hey, this is a time for us to go and be more violent, to go riot, to go loot, to go take advantage of the situation. This happens. People have frustrations. Some people are more criminal than others. Some people have no intention. There was this one post a friend of mine posted with someone who's like, yeah, like there's people who vandalized my car when me and my wife had gone out to protest with you. I used my white face to stand and block in front of the police. I brought supplies for you. And then when we were waiting in line in the car, and then we were finally waved through, some of you POC who I understand are scared, you came and you started smashing my car with things, and I hate you for it. I hate you for it. It was like, oh, this guy, the pretzeling in this guy's mind, because for him, he was just thinking like, I'm helping. I've signaled. Haven't you seen me? What? Maybe they should be like, like Ash Sunday. They have like the black thing on their head, the cross. Maybe they should have this thing. There was this actual tweet I saw. This meme I saw. I'll put it on the screen right now of this this thing saying like nobody. Then it's like white women. The second black people are getting more attention than them. It's like a white woman with like some face, like a fist of the black power fist on her face. So maybe they should have something like that where if you're white and you actually go out and protest, there should be some black people actually giving the sign on their face to actually let other black people know, oh no, this person's cool. They came out and protested with us. Like, no, don't you understand? And that's the thing. Some people really do think these are just organic protests. And for most people, and this is the evidence, got people like this person I was talking about, but for most people, this is evidence that this is an organic thing. Then for some people, they just have general mistrust. And I'm one of those people that has general mistrust for just like the state and things like that. I'm not one who's into the Illuminati thing, but I do think there are groups of people who have contingency plans, who have certain plans that sit around and they say, if X happens, then we can do Y because we've been trying to result in Z this entire time. And we understand that Y is going to help us get to Z, but we cannot do it unless X happens. So they're just waiting for the X. They're not the ones who are instigating the X. But if X happens, they will do it. They're not the ones who are putting the bricks out there. But if bricks are out there, they will throw them. Because in general, even if you were there, you were going out there for a peaceful protest, you don't go out there and think you're going to do a peaceful protest. And then all of a sudden you see bricks and then think, I'm going to throw bricks. You go out there thinking, I want to throw bricks for some reason. I'm frustrated with things. And then if I find bricks, I'm going to throw the bricks. Because you're going to find other things. Bricks are not easy to find. I've seen things, somebody just walking on like Ventura Boulevard or something. It's like, oh, look at this. This is horrible. Look at these bricks. We're talking about these. It's not even bricks. It's like rocks in some hard metal things. I looked at them like, those aren't bricks, first of all. Second of all, that doesn't even look like it's an actual thing. Like, how are you going to actually break into that? These are massive rocks. And then it turns out this is actually them. Like, it's a bus stop. I'm thinking, this is a bus stop. It looks like it's supposed to prevent somebody hitting people at the bus stop. Turns out these are put at a synagogue because, hey, that synagogues have threat. And then there's certain groups of people that decide to actually smash people with cars. Just like in the whole situation. Like, frustration going on in this thing. I saw some people who I think thought knew better who have been posting these things. I'm like, guys, please stop with that. That is too much. You're talking about, we've seen videos here and there and there. I have only seen maybe 4 or 5 different videos that keep being put around. Some of them, there's clearly actual marks of things around it, like cones and things like this, where people have to tear down the cones. I'm like, somebody's going to put these bricks up and then put the cones up. There's one I saw where it's literally roads like under some kind of overpass, and these bricks are laid there and saying there's no construction here, and those bricks are laid on a road that looks like it's actually made out of bricks. I mean, and first of all, with construction, this is just my layman saying, With construction, you're not going to put all the bricks, if you're constructing things, in the interior of buildings in those areas, inside the buildings, because most people don't go around stealing bricks that are on the side of the road. Most people don't go around chucking bricks at things in a regular situation, even in protests. So this is the kind of thing where it's kind of like you're playing Grand Theft Auto, you're playing some of these video games where, like, when you jump in a certain car in Grand Theft Auto, this is one thing I was noticing. Once you jump in that car, then you start driving around. You start noticing that same car over and over again. So when you're in a situation where you're not thinking, I'm going to chuck bricks at somebody, or other people are chucking bricks at somebody, or this is a thing in your mind, you don't notice the bricks on the side of the road. But once you actually do, and that idea comes in your mind, it becomes a thing that you start noticing. Then people start saying, "Oh, those are bricks. I noticed bricks here. I noticed bricks there." But in general, come on, that's a bit much. That's a bit much. People talk about, oh, it's the police doing this. Many police agencies, like in DC, they said we're not even going to arrest people for this. How many people get arrested? What's the plan on these things? People are already out there doing these things without masks when people are allowed to wear masks. So this whole idea that some kind of like George Soros or some police thing or some kind of trap or some whatnot to get the bricks. Nah, man. Nah, come on now with the bricks thing. The bricks thing is a bit much. They may be, like I said, I've already admitted, I do know there are actually people who are taking advantage of this for socio-political reasons. There are people who are leaving their homes with the direct intention to go and rob places. I've seen some truly disgusting videos. People going in and out, back in and out of the stores, leaving their cars just parked in the middle of the road, going out and just people just cheering them and things like this. Just complete, just horrible behavior. But it's still human. I'm not saying these aren't animals. These are human beings. This is human behavior. Some human beings can do that. Just how some human beings can't think of a reason to actually go out and loot somebody else's private property because something else has happened to somebody they've never actually personally met. Even if you did something directly to them, even some of the George Floyd's direct actual family members, I don't think majority of them are thinking I would actually go out there and loot a Target. Loot some sneakers from the store, loot a Dior store, just go out and break things, go out and throw bricks. They don't want to. They might be frustrated, they might be angry, but I think majority of them wouldn't do that. And that's the same way how majority of people wouldn't pick up those bricks. Same way, but that is still humans. There are some human beings who have that mentality who would do these things. It's not just a racial thing, but I think it's more nurture over nature. There is something cultural. There is something about the certain people who have these kind of mentalities, who do these kind of things, that you'll see some familiarities and similarities. And you'll also see that in the other aspect when people are looking at these pallets of bricks and trying to see some kind of thing. I mean, some of the people have said like really old, but then I can see like some younger people who are just like I was talking about Grand Theft Auto. I saw this other meme talking about, oh, Grand Theft Auto 5 was free, and I wish I got that, but I don't have a PC. But I wish I had gotten that like free download of the Grand Theft Auto thing. But you have that, and then it's like Grand Theft Auto 5 is released, and then now Riot's like a week later. But I think a lot of people are more like gamified in this, where a lot of the younger people who are seeing this think of it more like a video game, where it's like in a video game you just find these different things you can pick up on the side of the road in these open world video games. And for a lot of people, this is more of a game for them. And that was also part of the reason I think this is going to pass. This is a cyclical thing, and this is not necessarily something that's going to last too long. So it's part of my shorty series where I post different thoughts. I get little short thoughts and I expand them in video form, and I hope to engage you, and I appreciate you taking your time to come listen. There's links below to our merchandise store wherever I'm posting this. You can also like, share, subscribe, let me know what you think. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit that notification bell. I don't really get notifications when people send out. I mean, it just helps and things like that. Much appreciated. Let me know about this. Let me know if you've been out there. It sucks if your store has been vandalized. I've seen this. People had the double hit. The coronavirus had some businesses shut down, and then now you come with this. Some of these businesses were ready to reopen, and then now these looters come in, and it's a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. You can think both aspects of this a mess. You can think what the police did were a mess. You can think the government reaction is a mess. You can think the rioters themselves are a mess. You can think all those things are a mess in the same way. Just like with the coronavirus, you can say this virus is a danger. I think the reaction of the government is a danger. I think shutting down places and quarantining healthy people is not positive. There's these things that you can do, but then we're getting a lot of things, and I still think this is positive in general because we're getting a lot of information coming in. We're getting a lot of clear examples for people to see. Is this the way we're actually going to behave? Are we behaving in a rational way? Can we do better? Can we do a better job of absorbing information and then planning and coming up with better plans? Can we be more illuminated? Can we all be our own personal Illuminati where we have these plans and contingencies when certain information comes in rather than just going on these impulses and things like that? So that's it for now. Goodbye.